the higher the home values, the more money that schools are going to get. So if you are in an area where the economy is depressed and home prices are lower, less money is going to the schools. So schools run in deficits often. So if you go onto the Illinois State Board of Education website and you go onto their Illinois School Report Card, you can actually see the funding levels of your school district. So they'll have two different bars. They'll say this is what it takes to run the school district, and then they'll tell you how funded the school district is. So a lot of schools in this area, I'm talking Northwest Illinois, I'm talking about a lot of rural school districts in this area, communities, Freeport, they are operating with funding less than what it takes to actually run a school. So I know this is a really hot topic.
Right. Well, and it's just like, people come out here from Chicago or other areas and they're like, oh, well, property values here are less, so the taxes are going to be less. Well, no, then they find out they're not. And it's because at the end of the day, we're all having to operate the same thing. We all have to have a road. We all have to have, a school. We all have to have water and sewer and things like that. And so how does the city fund that when your average price here is $170,000 and your average price there is $350,000? So you're obviously operating on a very different base to begin with. So, and so people think, oh, well, lower value, lower taxes. Well, no, we still all got to get our roads plowed and our, water put in and our, sewage treatments done and, all of that. So yeah, absolutely. It's the same with the school district. And again, get involved, right? Go be on the school board, go sit at those meetings and know where those fundings are going and, where they're raising money, because maybe somebody donated to do the stadium or the whatever, how many places around here do you see somebody's name on, something, somebody donated for that. So
yeah, even public schools still have fundraisers for those things. Like I think about one of our local school districts does like a buyer card. So it would be like, if you went and purchased a meal at a restaurant in town, that you would get a free drink that goes with it. So that's how they're able to support things that aren't included in a school budget. So for example, you think about the kids that, hey, we would like to have, a new uniform this year because the uniforms that we have for our baseball team, they're falling apart, or they used to be black and now they're gray because they've been worn so many times. So yeah, taking, and all that information is public as well. So, if you have a hard time finding on your school district's website, you can actually call your local school district, the district board office, and they'll be more than happy to get you in touch with that information.
And sometimes the different public schools are able to just offer things that your private schools can't, also back to that funding, because the public school might have some options for someone with some special needs or someone who's advanced and things like that, where there's different funding streams for those different things. And also depending on the school size, because some of our smaller rural communities maybe don't have some of those options, but then some of the bigger school districts maybe do. And, and some people say, well, I don't want to be in the, bigger city. Well, actually, maybe you want some of those things, or you need some of those things for your children. So it is very different. And everybody has, their choices. It is definitely, definitely a thing of some people want to send their kids to private school. I understand totally. And some people want to send their kids to public school. So yeah, it is definitely a controversial discussion.
Oh my gosh. Well, but that's the great thing about this area, because we have public, private. We also have a strong homeschool community as well. So, that's why I love this area, because there are so many options, even for a community our size. So we have some larger school districts. We have rural school districts. So this is a great place to be.